GitHub Copilot just raised its prices, not with a warning, not with a better product, with something called token-based pricing. And honestly, this is the moment most people will just shrug and keep paying, but that would be a mistake. Because what happened with Copilot this week is not just one company making a quiet change. It is the beginning of a shift across the entire AI tools market. And if you understand what is actually happening right now, you can save real money. You can stay just as productive. And you can stop paying for things that have free alternatives that are genuinely just as good. Let's get into it. GitHub Copilot is one of the most popular AI coding assistants in the world. Millions of developers use it daily. It sits inside your editor and writes code alongside you. For a lot of people, it became an essential tool. This week, Copilot users started seeing something uncomfortable: token-based price hikes, meaning the more you use it, the more you pay. That is a fundamentally different model from what people signed up for. You budgeted for a flat monthly subscription. Now the cost moves. Now it depends on how much you work. Now your most productive days cost more money. Think about that for a second. The tool punishes you for using it more. And this is where it gets genuinely interesting when you zoom out. GitHub Copilot is not alone in this direction. This is part of a broader pattern happening across AI right now. Companies that gave you unlimited flat rate access are quietly shifting to usage-based models. It is happening in coding tools. It is happening in writing assistants. It is starting to happen in automation platforms. Why now? Because the AI industry ran on investor money and generous pricing to grow fast. Now those same companies need actual revenue, and token-based pricing is how they get it without raising the headline number you see on the pricing page. The sticker price looks the same. The real cost is climbing. Most people will not notice until the bill arrives. Now, here's what most people get completely wrong about this moment. They assume that if the premium tool is getting more expensive, they have no good options. That is not true. In fact, the free and low-cost tier of AI tools in 2026 is significantly better than most people realize, because the competition in this industry is fierce right now. Anthropic just filed for an IPO this week, meaning they are about to face serious public market pressure to grow users. That means competitive pricing. That means generous free tiers. Claude, Anthropic's AI, is genuinely excellent for writing, analysis, summarizing, and research. The free version handles a serious amount of daily work. Google's Gemini has been available free inside the tools most people already use every day. Google Docs, Gmail, Drive. Perplexity AI gives you research-grade answers for free, with live citations, updated in real time. These are not compromises. For most people, these tools cover 80% of what they actually need. If you are finding this useful, subscribe for more practical AI insights every week. This is exactly the kind of shift that affects your wallet directly, and staying ahead of it matters. Let's talk about coding specifically, because Copilot's price hike affects a massive number of developers and freelancers. But here is the part that deserves attention. Cursor has emerged as a legitimate alternative. It is an AI native code editor, it has a generous free tier, and many developers who have switched say it is actually better for complex tasks. Microsoft's own free tier of Copilot still exists. It just has limits, and those limits are enough for lighter usage. If you are a freelancer writing code for clients, this matters a lot. Your tool cost eats directly into your margin. A smarter, cheaper toolkit means more money stays with you, not with the platform. Now here is the bigger practical question this week raises. What does a smart AI toolkit actually look like in 2026? Because the wrong answer is paying for 5 tools when 2 would do the same job. The right answer starts with this question: what do I actually need AI to do for me every day? Most people fall into 3 categories. Category 1 is the writer or content creator. You need help drafting, editing, summarizing, rewriting. Claude Free Tier handles this at a high level. Canva AI covers visual creation for free. You probably do not need a premium writing tool on top of that. Category 2 is the developer or technical freelancer. You need code assistance, debugging, automation. Cursor Free Tier is worth testing right now. Copilot's free tier still works for lighter sessions. Only go premium if your project genuinely demands it. Category 3 is the small business owner or solo operator. You need customer responses, content, light automation, research. Gemini inside Google Workspace is already built into your tools. Perplexity handles research. Zapier's free tier connects your tools without code. Most people in all 3 categories can dramatically reduce their AI spending right now without losing capability. This detail often gets overlooked in the conversation about AI productivity. The tools themselves are not the advantage. how smartly you combine them is. Let's zoom out for a second. What is actually happening in the AI industry this week is a maturity signal. When Anthropic files for an IPO, that is not just business news. That is the moment where AI stops being experimental. It becomes infrastructure. It becomes something companies need to sustain as a business. And when businesses need to sustain themselves, pricing changes. This happened with streaming. Netflix started cheap, then it raised prices, then competitors emerged, then people started mixing free and paid options to get the best value. AI is doing the same thing right now. And just like streaming, the people who understand how to combine options smartly will spend less and get more. The ones who just auto-renew will keep paying for things they do not fully use. Here's a practical 4-step framework to apply this week. Step 1, list every AI tool you are currently paying for. Write down the monthly cost. Write down how many times you used it last week. If you used a paid tool fewer than 5 times last week, you probably do not need the paid version. Step 2, find the free tier of each tool. Most premium AI tools have a free version that still works. Test it for 1 week, see if it breaks your workflow. Most of the time, it will not. Step 3, replace one paid tool with a free competitor, just one. Claude instead of a premium instead of a paid research tool. Gemini instead of a standalone AI subscription you barely use. Step 4, redirect the money you save. Invest it in the one tool that genuinely moves the needle for you, not the 5 tools you pay for out of habit. This is how smart people are approaching AI tool spending in 2026. Not chasing every new product, building a lean, effective, intentional toolkit. And the timing right now is genuinely good for this shift. Competition between AI companies is at a peak. Anthropic is filing for public markets. Google is investing heavily to grow Gemini users. OpenAI is expanding its free tier to compete. Every major AI company right now is trying to earn your loyalty. That means generous free access. That means competitive pricing. That means real value available to anyone paying attention. The window where AI tools are both capable and affordable will not stay open forever, but right now, it is wide open. The bottom line from this week is straightforward. GitHub Copilot's token-based price hike is not a story about one tool. It is a preview of where the whole market is heading. Pay attention, audit your tools, test the free alternatives seriously. Build a leaner, smarter AI setup. The people doing this right now will spend less, work just as effectively, and stay ahead of the cost curve. The people ignoring it will notice in a few months when the bills quietly add up. Try the audit this week and drop a comment. Which paid AI tool are you reconsidering right now? I read every reply, and I'm genuinely curious what your setup looks like. Chapters, 0 o'clock, hook, the price hike, nobody expected, 0.45, what just happened with GitHub. Copilot 2:15, why AI tools are changing how they charge you. 4 o'clock, what this means for your wallet right now. 5:30, free and low-cost alternatives that actually work. 7:15, how to build a smarter AI toolkit for less. 8:45, final thoughts.